Motherwort is a really wonderful nervine, mental health ally, and heart tonic. It relaxes your nervous system, it calms your nerves, it's really helpful for insomnia, and then in the mental health space, it's super helpful for anxiety. Like the irritability that it can help alleviate with like PMS and perimenopause, it's also super good for just regulating your nervous system, especially if your trauma is triggered or if you're having a panic attack. Motherwort is one of my go-to herbs. I have complex PTSD, so I have trauma that gets triggered less regularly than it used to. But when that happens, Motherwort, as well as like blue vervain, I will use a tincture of that and it pretty much calms me down and brings my nervous system back to regulation very quickly. I wouldn't say instantaneously, but probably within like 5 to 10 minutes. And the thing about Motherwort though is it's super bitter, so I would recommend that you go the tincture route rather than the tea route, because drinking Motherwort tea is not the most wonderful experience unless you're like combining it with some other sweet herbs. But also, when I'm dysregulated, I'm looking to regulate quickly, and a tincture is something you can do immediately as opposed to having to wait for a tea to steep. And then along with the irritability help with PMS, it's also really helpful on your period, especially if you have like a lot of clotting. It helps like stimulate the shedding of your uterine lining to try to get those clots out of your body. So this is not an herb that you want to take if you were pregnant, because it does stimulate uterine shedding. And then you do want to use caution if you have fibroids or endometriosis. I would suggest talking with your doctor about it, or if you're just going to try it yourself, that you go a little bit at a time or work with an herbalist that you know in your area. And then because I'm a witch, magically, Motherwort is really helpful for the healing of mother wounds. So a lot of my trauma personally goes back to my mother. And I find that working with this plant, meditating with this plant really helps kind of ease some of that pain. So I hope that was helpful and interesting.